What's up everybody, my name is Luca and today we're talking about new Lamborghini SUV called Urus and why it actually makes sense. Let's go! So let's start with the bare facts. Lamborghini, company that everyone knows for their fantastic supercars that they're building, screamy, flashy cars and all of that. They some time ago in 2012 introduced an SUV concept called Urus and everyone seemed to like it at that point. And there we go, 5 years later in 2017, a few days ago, they revealed a ready for production Urus. Now I'm not gonna bother you with the specification of Urus because you can find that online everywhere. I'm gonna just mention the key points, which is engine and the design. Starting with the engine, it's gonna be a 4-liter twin turbocharged 641 brake horsepower, accelerating at a mind-boggling speed of 3.6 seconds to 100 kilometers per hour, which is crazy for an SUV. Anyways, then we move on to the design, which people don't seem to like. First things first. People nowadays are very quick to judge, and especially with the internet, there is one guy who says something and then majority is influenced by that. Let the design grow on you, let the design sink in, and the Picasso drawings at the beginning, nobody seemed to like them, but then as time passed on, people started liking it. Just think of a model which you at the beginning hated and then it kind of grew on you and you liked it at the end. So don't be so quick to judge and comment on, like, it's easy to comment online and just to hate on things. Let it grow on you, let it sink in. I think this one will eventually grow on us and we will love the design eventually. And I think partially why this is happening is because the concept was so good and everyone loved concept, but the reality is they cannot make the same concept because, well, they need to meet many regulations. The edges have to be rounded off, they can't be sharp, they have to be cut lines somewhere. It cannot be as fancy as concept, simply as that, and this is what they came up with. Each to their own. My personal opinion, I like it, especially in the yellow color. Now something more importantly that I wanted to talk to you about is just the concept, the business idea behind introducing the SUV back, I'm saying back, into the Lamborghini range. Because if you remember a long time ago, there has been an SUV, LM002, which was part of Lamborghini's range. So they do have some experience, and now, especially with the SQ7 platform to build from, this is a pretty good base to start from. So they're not starting from scratch. Something that also people online mention is that why SUV? Lamborghini is not famous for SUVs, it's famous for its supercars. That is the main thing that I want to talk about today. The fact that people overlook the amount of regulations, the amount of legislations, that the companies, the car manufacturers nowadays are under biggest pressure yet to produce cars. The same is happening in Formula 1. If you think about, like, a few years ago we had the screaming V10s and it was just magnificent to listen to Formula 1. Now they're like vacuum cleaners. The exact same thing is happening in automotive industry. We have car manufacturers being so pressed down, so under big pressure from all the regulations that they need to comply to. It's getting hot in here. Now, whether it's in terms of the design, whether it's in terms of engines, powertrain, and all others, they don't have enough freedom as before. They are under big pressure and they're really trying to maximize everything that they can do within those regulations. So if you have a ceiling which is coming down, you're kind of stuck there, right? And if you don't comply to them, you have big fines. So that's really not an option. And as time passes, the companies are under bigger and bigger pressure from those legislations, and they need to deal with it in some shape or form. Now, if we quickly look into competitors, we can see Maserati Levante being introduced, we can see Bentley Bentayga reaching wider markets, appealing to China, appealing to Japan, that people who like SUVs more. Ladies as well, they like sitting higher, they want to rule the world, to sit higher and feel safer, have the control of the road. So that's what they're aiming with these SUVs. And then moving on, we have Ferrari introducing SUV at some point, at 2012 approximately. We have Aston Martin introducing SUV at some point, and that's probably gonna be fully electric, as speculations are saying so far. All in all, they are reaching to wider markets and trying to introduce new technology. Now, why they're doing that is most probably because they want to meet the CO2 regulations. And here is how Lamborghini is dealing with that. So they thought, what is the most beneficial way and least painful way for the brand to deal with that? So they said, let's introduce a new model, SUV, which is going to be appealing to a wider market, with a 4-liter downsized twin turbocharged, so the sound is not going to be that great, into an SUV, and then leave the supercars as they are. And that's the main point. They're leaving the screaming, the pure form of supercars, what they are known for, what we car purists love the Lamborghini for. They're leaving that as it is. The CEO of Lamborghini said that they're going to be one of the last companies that are going to take out the V12 from their range, or naturally aspirated in general. So that is what we love, that is what we car enthusiasts love, and we can see, for instance, what happened with the 458 going into 488, talking about Ferrari. We can see how sound changed when they added the twin turbocharged. If Lamborghini leaves the supercars that it is and experiments with the SUVs, saloons, Grand Coupes, and whatever vehicle they want, and while that being beneficial for the brand, and means that they can leave the supercars as they are and have them V10, V12s, which just scream, we want that. We want that, and that's why I don't think we should be mad at Lamborghini for making an SUV and diluting the brand a little bit with Lamborghini stands for crazy supercars. Yes, but bear in mind, there is someone on top saying you need to comply to these regulations, you need to do this and this and this. So for them, in order not to touch the supercar range, they need to do something else. So if you have the supercars producing 350 grams of CO2 on 100 kilometers and the regulations are saying you need to produce 200, well, there has to be somewhere here in this range producing 100, so it gives you the average of that one. It's simple math, and I'm sure Lamborghini knows what they're doing, so I'm gonna shut up slowly and just conclude this video, because that was the main point, that we should be thankful that they are keeping the V10s, V12s, and everything we love about Lamborghini as it is. Whatever else they do, let it be. It's gotta be for now. Like, maybe in future, I'm hoping somehow that there will be an exception, which is gonna say, for pure car enthusiasts, for Lamborghini, Aston Martin, Ferrari, and all others, they want to produce the sports cars, sure, go ahead, and there are no restrictions. That would be fantastic. That would be fantastic. When everything goes autonomous and crazy, I really hope that we'll still, in some shape or form, we'll have these brilliant cars that we have currently on the market. I'm really, really hoping so. So one day, when I'm able to afford them, that I actually will be able to buy it and drive it. Now that will be it. Thank you very much for watching. By the way, this is one of the first videos when I'm doing like a reaction to what's happening in the industry. So if you did like it, please leave it a thumbs up so I know that, well, to make maybe next ones. That will be all. Thank you very much for watching once again, and see you in the next one. Bye!